some of the downsides of traditional marketing was the limited interaction, the no control over timing, we had higher costs and limited customization options. Some of the other areas that we looked at as some of the faults with, or some of the limitations with traditional marketing is can't be easily updated. You're looking at inability to disclose full pricing details because it's old school stuff, and poor campaign measurement. So, so if we look at the digital space, John, what are some of the areas now we're looking at compared to traditional and digital marketing?
So we found that there's been a shift in user behaviour. In the old days, we were able to post an ad, push out a billboard somewhere, and it would attract consumers. Whereas these days, not many people watch television, or the different levels of paid TV and free-to-air TV has changed. So it's not as easy as posting a commercial somewhere and attracting the buyers that way. Nowadays, a lot of people live on their phone and their devices, so marketers have to be a little bit more creative about reaching their target market that way.
And it's really something that when you're looking at marketing, you've got to follow the stats. And you know, John and I researched some stats on where everything's going. So you know, it's not a good place to say this is right and this is wrong. It's an evolving market. So when we looked at the stats, as of today, 60% of marketers shifted their efforts towards digital marketing. So stats to help you understand the growth include 80% of shoppers and buyers will actually spend their time researching before they actually go out and buy something, and it's a regular occurrence. 60% of adults use Facebook as on a regular basis. 94% of business-to-business marketers are using LinkedIn. Now that's a surprising stat. Mobile will account for about 70% of digital spend by 2020. Regardless of what business you're in, you've got to look at the importance of digital and traditional marketing and considering those in the trends. So John, how do you make a decision between digital and traditional marketing? I mean, how do you decide the relevance? How do you decide the relevance?
I don't think one world can exist without the other. I think the art and the importance is to mix it up. You don't want to be that digital marketer that floods the market with yet another ad. It might be worthwhile sending a postcard, a traditional postcard, back to the client to remind them that they're still there and your products and services are still leading the market.
And I think added to that, one of the key ideas between traditional and digital marketing is risk versus rewards.
Absolutely.
It's a lot more affordable these days where using digital marketing doesn't cost as much, so the risks are a lot lower, the rewards are higher, and it's not very often that you can get into any type of business these days where you can get high risk, low risk, high returns in marketing campaigns. So you've got to find your balance. There's so many trends happening. We've come up with 20, but we're just going to pop in a few here and there. Yep. You know, the way industry is accelerating so much, the trends are happening quite rapidly. So, John, what are some of the trends that you're seeing out there?
Shoppable posts.
Shoppable posts, indeed. What are shoppable posts?
Well, that's where someone blogs about something and mentions what they're doing in their day-to-day, and you're able to buy that, purchase the product that they're using. Okay.
And I think that's really valuable with social media, because social media dropping in sales points is an easy way to do those shoppable posts. Yep. What else you got?
VR and AR, virtual reality and augmented reality. That's where IKEA has a product where instead of trusting your gut, you can download an app and basically superimpose that couch onto your lounge room and see if it looks good or not.
And car companies as well.
You like your cars?
You can sit in a Jag, you can, this is in your desk at home, and you punch in, I want this colour, these wheels, this leather, that, so you can actually see your vehicle before you actually buy it. So what other trends?
Interactive content.
interactive content.
That's where I think it's an interesting time that we live in, where content has to make more sense and more meaning. Where you know, a poster or a social personality can share with you their day, you know, like through video, short clips, what have you. Yeah.
But what we're finding now is that you have, and the money is following quite quickly, people with just big following on social media, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook or or Instagram, and they're actually becoming the influencers of the future, and people are starting to use that as a money-making product, and that's where marketing is heading as well.
Absolutely.
So basically all these trends, and there's a whole lot of more trends to rattle off. The key to the trends is not so much what's happening, it's keeping abreast of the technology. That's why the digital age is so important in digital marketing. And I think what we spoke about before, the return on investment, it's not about what you're doing, it's the quality, it's the content, it's how you're engaging with your customers. And being able to do it a lot more effectively is a marketer's dream. They need to be able to identify who's doing what campaigns are working, and in the old traditional sense, it was hard to measure. You had coupons, you had discount codes to be able to track that. Nowadays, you've got the digital area which you can track quite easily.
Analytics.
Analytics data, you can find out how long people are staying on pages, what they like, what they don't like, what they're clicking on. So from a return on investment, you have to have the key knowledge to be able to follow the key trends. And to follow the key trends, you have to have the key information.
Right.
To have the key information, you've got to be linked in with the digital space, and marketers now have a whole breadth of new, what would you call it, skill bases that they never previously had.
That's right. These days, marketing and IT have got a, I guess, more closely alignment than they did before. Now a marketing director can come to an IT team and dream up anything, and the IT team can bring that inspiration to life.